my beauties, my name is Kira, the lovable chocolate unicorn, for those of you who don't know me. Welcome to my channel. Today, subscribe, you better subscribe. Pick one of these, follow my socials. This is my serious social. And the rest are all jokey. But, right, anyway, let's get to it. Right, so today is about the reality of how long the NHS waiting list actually is. Because everybody keeps asking me, have you gone private for your transition, or are you on the NHS? So, currently I get all my medication, all my hormones, all my appointments privately. It's horrible! It's so expensive. Now you think, right, if you look outside at how much fuel has gone up, how much food has gone up, how much bills have gone up, I can't afford to do private now. It's the most stressful thing in the world. It's very expensive to do private. I'll give you a slight breakdown, a rough breakdown of what I pay, how often I pay, and the total of what it comes to, and what it could be, etc, just so you know what it's like when you go private. But first, let me start by telling you, I am actually on the NHS waiting list to be seen for my first appointment. First appointment, as in assessed that I am transgender. But the first one. Because, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a world where nobody gives a crap about transgender lives. No, I'm not going to go into that rant. There is a lack of resource for the well-being, for the care, for everything, every aspect of the transgender life community. There is a lack. There's just a lack of resource. So, waiting lists across the UK are horrendous. Before the pandemic, it was 2 years waiting list. Now, right, let me just tell you, I put my name, I was referred to by my GP in December 2020. It is now March 2022. I am still on that waiting list. Yes, that's right, I am still on that waiting list. When I looked up and done my research as to how long the time is going to take, who they're looking at now, the NHS are still only accepting applicants for the first appointment for transgender, for the first appointment at the transgender clinic from December 2017. The first appointment. So by my calculations, in another 6 years, I will be able to see somebody for them to tell me that I am a transgender female from the NHS. And that is shocking and sad, but the reality. So, you know what the worst thing is? When you see transgender female, transgender males, non-binaries, anybody who's going through any sort of transition, and you wonder why they're so upset and why they're hurting and why they feel lost, it's because they have no information, they have no help, they have no support, they have nothing. They only know what people are telling them, and that is that they are broken, that they are wrong. They don't have any other support to let them know what's going on with them, to let them know what's going on with their body, to let them know what's going on with their hormones. I'm lucky, and I work damn hard to make sure that I can afford my hormones, because I wouldn't have survived this far. I wouldn't be alive. And you can see why people take their lives, why people are severely depressed. You can see it all. When you put all the information together, it is so obvious of why people just give up, because there's no help, there's no nothing for them. And I think what tops it off, what makes it worse, is that because GPs, like, I cannot knock a GP, but majority of them do not specialise in any gender identity support work or anything like that. Most of them do not know anything about it, but they are told that they must tell you that you need to live out in your gender, live out in your role, because if you get to that NHS appointment and you haven't experienced what it's like to be the gender which your identity, what you feel on the inside, you'll be turned away. So imagine trying to be you with no help or guidance of anything. Imagine trying to fight your demons without anybody directing you. Do you see the pain that people go through and why they go through the pain? It's obvious when you stop and think about it, because there's no help for them. And then not only are they trying to figure it themselves, we're getting battered left, right and centre every single day for trying to be ourselves. So there's no escape, ever. It's mad. And then the other thing which is very stressful and frustrating is that when you go private, these specialists know and understand the struggle that you've gone through, the calculations that you've had to make just to get this far, to see if you can do this. And you know what they tell you? They tell you, if your doctor, if your GP is willing to work with you, I will sign, prescribe and monitor your health. Give it to your doctor so that they can sign off the medication. And that way you can pay NHS prices but still get the private funding, the private support and private help. So the help will be instant, but you can get NHS prices. Do you know what NHS doctors are told? Do not sign off or agree to anything that a private specialist has told you when it comes to transgender, because you don't know anything about it and it'll be on your head if you sign it. You know, most NHS GPs don't know that some private companies, when you go private, actually have a specialist GP that specialises and is educated in that role. They truly believe that it's just being signed off by a private company. And that's for everything that they do, even blood tests. Not knocking my GP, because I love them with all my heart. But I had to beg to get my blood tests and blood monitored on the NHS for my health. So basically, when you're transitioning, you have to have periodic blood tests to see if your body's not rejecting anything, to see if it's not fighting anything. So you have to have periodic blood tests. Now, if you go with a private company, the minimum I have seen it for a blood test is £50. £50 for the test. A test which you have to have every 3 months. Now that doesn't sound like much, but when I put the rest of it all in, you will understand. So I had to beg to get my bloods done by my GP, and now they do, and they are trying to support me, and they are batting off all the stress and frustrations that they're getting from the NHS. And before I go any further, I just want to say, like, I feel like I'm ranting a little bit, but I'm not ranting. I'm just passionate about everything what's happening and the price of everything going up and things that can be avoided and helped and not helped, right? So, and I'm not talking about just the NHS being so long. I'm talking about the government, the world, everything backing for the support. Like, it's just non-existent. When it comes to transgenders, we're just ignored. Apart from the few people who well educate themselves, respect us and want to find out more and help us, like in every other case we're ignored. So let's just run through what I have to pay. And the reason I'm a little bit irate about this is because my payments are going to have to go up because I'm having issues, which is causing me to have to change some of the things that I do, which will inevitably cost a lot more money. So we have my private subscription. Just to subscribe to the private healthcare is £30 a month. We have the periodic appointments that you need to have. See, when you first start, you need to have a lot of appointments for them to catch up and find out and assess you properly and everything like that. After you've got going, they obviously become less. Now I need to have an appointment once every 6 months or something like that. Now this appointment is mandatory and it can cost anything from £60 to £120, which I have to have, okay? Then we've got blood tests. Like I said, I had to beg my GP to support me with this because otherwise it'll be £50 every 3 months. My hormones. Now, this is where it gets upsetting because I buy them every 3 months and it used to cost me £120, roughly. Sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, depending on where I get them from. But I just used to get the person who could get them to me first, okay? Which was manageable until I started having issues and my body started fighting it, so I needed to up my doses. So we got a few extra pounds added on there. Now I'm having more issues, which means that I need to get I'm trying to talk in cold because like one thing that you should never do is give too much information about the hormones you take, because although I'm ranting about this, it's a must that you do it with a professional in the healthcare. Like, I don't want to tell you everything what I get and exactly how much it is, because I don't want anybody self-medicating, which would lead to anything happening to somebody. Because brothers, sisters, I don't want you to be hurt, and I don't want you to damage yourself because of the pain that we have to go through. Still want you to do it responsible and reasonable, okay? So that's why I'm just giving rough. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, so I've recently come into a few more problems with my hormones, and it's gonna shoot my bill from those couple of hundreds to an extra £400 per month. So we're talking over the grand now a month, just for me to continue with my transition. Can you imagine how that makes me feel? Because I know I can't afford to do that. And can you imagine how it makes you feel when you're told that your body is fighting back and all these slow little changes that you're starting to see are going to start to revert back if you can't do nothing about it? Do you know how that feels? It's the worst in the world. I have fought for the last 2.5, 3 years to be me. I have fought 25 years plus to acknowledge myself in here. To be told when I'm getting there now, you might start to revert back. You might start to see a bit more masculine features come. Just because of the way the healthcare system is built. Do you know how that feels? It's horrible. So anyway, so we've done that. We've gone through the hormones, we've gone through the private care, we've gone through the blood tests. So now it's about the extras. Things that you don't necessarily think is going to be too much of a big job until it comes to it. Now, I'm not a hairy person. I never have been a really hairy person. But you're going to want laser surgery. You don't want your beard to grow back. You don't want anybody to see your beard lines. It costs about £90 a session, which is £90 for about 40 minutes to get rid of your beard. So you have to book about 8, 9 to 12 sessions to get rid of your beard. That's another £1,000 gone. And then, say if that's just your face, Say if you've got a seriously hairy chest. I've never had a hairy chest. Say if you've got a hairy back. I've never had a hairy back, I'm lucky there. I did have hairy legs. That's £130 a session. You need 6 to 7 of those sessions. And the only reason I did it is because if you keep shaving as much as what you need to when you have male hair on your legs, it hurts so bad. So you either go around with it hurting, or you rock the hairiness, which, like I said, if your hair is too much, or you walk around looking like you've got some kind of disease, scratching like a homeless person. So you have to find money for that. So yeah, I've had 5 sessions of legs, and it hasn't got rid of it all, just that I know I can't afford no more. So let's talk about surgeries now. So you've all seen the clip about my voice. I had vocal surgery because I sounded like Barry White before. That was nice. Well, it was amazing. I'm really happy. Like, I said that like I'm very like I'm ungrateful. No, that was nice. But again, that was another cost. A big cost. Over £5,000. So yeah. And then that's all I've had so far, but I want facial feminizing. I want my face to be more feminized. That costs anything from 15,000 to 30,000. I swear we are just money makers for people. Because we go through all this, we get treated like this, we spend all this money trying to be who we are and be comfortable with who we are, and then we step out our house and we're here, you'll never be a woman, just a man. What's the point you going through all this? Why are you this way? Do you understand why some of us just want to fly and kick you in the face? Does anybody see it? Has anybody stopped and took the time to see it? But anyway, I'll continue. Roughly after about two to 3 years, your body starts to settle. Settle with the hormones and the reshaping and distribution of your body fat and everything like that. So you have boobs. You have little curves. Some people are blessed and get big bodies and big bubbies. I hate these people. I am jealous. No, I'm joking. So on average, your boobs from hormones can range from an A cup to a C cup. Some people are lucky. And what you'll find is the longer you've had testosterone within you, i.e. the longer that you've been a male, the less developed the hormones will make your body. For the teenagers that start before they even hit puberty and puberty block, and the young adults, late teens, early 20s, their body develops quite well because they haven't had that many years of the male testosterone, the male hormone, creating their masculine look. So let's say you settle on A cup, B cup, but you want your body to be more curvier, you want boobs. Say goodbye to another 5,000 just to feminise a bit more. Say the shape of your body hasn't hourglassed out and you still have what I call a masculine belly. And I know that so many people are like, what's that? But my sisters know that you can see a masculine belly to a feminine belly, and sometimes the hormones don't change that part. So my sisters get the body feminization surgery, which shapes them a bit more, takes the body fat from the waist and the hips and puts it more on their thighs, so that they have that hourglass kind of look and have a bump. I'll keep looking down. It's because I'm doing the actions. It's because I'm there going, you know, that kind of. So yeah, my sisters have that done as well. Haven't looked into that yet because I don't want to keep looking too far to get myself upset about what I can't afford. So at the moment I'm just taking baby steps and going where I'm going through everything that I need to go through right now for me to feel better. But yeah, so that's just a list of the timelines of things that we go through. I'll let you do the math on how expensive that is. And you know, we don't want no special treatment. We don't want to be held above or below or have our own community and stand out and be this, that and the other. We want to be normal. We want people to look at us and say, good morning, good afternoon, not look at us and go. Because I guarantee that will happen to every one of us 5 times a day. Everyone, never stops. Never stops. We just want to be normal. Anyway, rant over. I feel like that was a real good rant. I feel better anyway. But no, you know what, right? It's things like this that you guys need to hear about. It's things like this that you need to share so people who don't understand see and hear about it. Like, you need to see, you need to look in my eyes and see everything that we go through. You need to feel my emotion and my passion about what, like, just the welfare of my brothers and sisters. Anyway, I'm done now, I'll shut up. But before I go, make sure, like, on my outro. On my outro, we've got my Twitter, we've got my Snapchat, we've got my TikTok, we've got my Instagram. Follow them, interact with me, share my shizzle, say hello, tag me in things, ask me questions, tell me what you want me to talk about. Tell me what you want to share about my experiences, because you know what, in this world where there is the lack of information for most people who are going through this, ask me questions. I will be your big sis. Ask me questions, talk to me, I'll help you. Don't feel like you're alone, because even though that we're not all professionals, we can still talk on our experiences. So I can hook you up with girls who have gone through the same thing, or you can hook me up with somebody who's gone through the same thing. We're here together. This is how we need to survive. This is how we need to look after each other. This is how we need to be there for each other, and this is how we need to grow. And remember that you are beautiful. You are amazing. The mere fact that you've got this far in life is the best thing in the world, and nobody can take that away from you. So no matter how hard it has been, why are you looking back? That made you what you are today. Look forwards, because the future will change. The future will get better. Okay, I'm done. I'll shut up now. I'm going to the school run. So share the love, spread the smiles, and yeah, go out and make someone smile for no reason at all. Crack a joke, tell them they're beautiful, share the love, spread the smiles.